Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to get on the channel for the first time. Sonny Jeffrey, he's the head coach of Kirk Stevens and Harry Fiaz. And yeah, pleasure getting you on, mate.
How you doing, pal? Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad yourself.
Yeah, I'm good. Good to get you on.
Nice one. Appreciate that. Thanks for having us on. Sorry I couldn't make some time for you, but I've been mad busy.
Anytime, mate. Yeah, so should we talk about Kirk
Yeah,
Stevens first?
yeah. We can talk about Kirk. What do you want to know about Kirk?
So yeah, of course he's had 10 fights so far. He started his career um on the road sort of thing.
Yeah,
He fought, Ashley Earls.
yeah,
That he got stopped in round three on his debut.
yeah. Well, me and the Kirk have been working together for about a year now. So basically, I've been in and out of boxing my whole life, really. I've been around that many different gyms. Fought as an amateur, didn't make it as a pro because I had a few things going on in my outer life that weren't good for boxing, and I wasn't dedicated like I should have been. But I was living abroad, and then I've come back to Shropshire, and it's where my dad lives, to come and spend some time with him. And I've ended up training in Telford at the Nuffield gym, and somebody from the gym that he trains at, which is out of Wellington Boxing Academy, with Richie Woodall's gym. So basically, this guy seen me training. I was doing a bit on the bag, and he was like, "Have you boxed before?" Blah blah blah. I've gone, "Yeah." He said, "Come down our gym." So like I say, this is coming up to a year ago now. So I've come down the gym, trained with them, done some sparring with everybody. Sparred Harry a few times, and me and Kirk just met each other and gelled. And I've learned how to box and teach boxing a long time ago at a gym called Elite Boxing in Bolton. Alex Matvienko was my coach, and he taught me how to box, taught me everything I know about boxing, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that. So basically, I've had the opportunity now to teach again and pass on what I've learned about boxing to Kirk. And we've just gelled very well, and we started just training together, then started pad work, doing technique work with each other, and then it's just grown from there basically. And then he's become really close, and then I've took him on pretty much to train him and teach him what I know, and he's improved levels. You know what I mean? Like me and him, we do.
Exactly, because when I watched it, I think I've watched every single fight of his.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean he had a bit of he started off a bit, but and then he got better. I mean, and then I think that prize fighter that he got in
Yeah,
really
kicked him.
turned his whole career
Yeah,
around
one hundred
100%. I
percent.
mean, three fights in one night. I mean, that's just incredible. With again, I mean, top unbeaten prospects as well. That I mean, he's took three people's O in one night. I mean, incredible.
But I tell you what, there's not many human beings out there like Kirk Stevens. Let me tell you, I've been around boxing for pretty much, like I say, a massive portion of my life, coming up to 20 years easy. And I've trained with some really tough pros like Luke Blackledge, Stevie Taylor, just top pros who got to decent levels of boxing, not as much as they could have done had circumstances been different, but quality fighters. And then you've got Kirk as well, and Kirk's got all the ingredients. You need ingredients to make a great fighter. You've got to be hardworking, humble, loyal, get on with it, and dedicate. You've got to eat, breathe, and sleep boxing, and that's all he does. And as a coach, it just makes it so much more easier. I hate to say easier, but the term is to polish up a fighter. It's easier when they've got all those attributes already. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of we do is technique and allowing him to be more defensive rather than take as many punches as he has, but aggressively smart. Smart aggression, basically. Applying pressure in the right way, but not getting as many punches. But yeah, Kirk's quality. He's a great fighter, and it's a pleasure to work with him.
And what did it mean to you guys as a team winning that prize fighter?
Well, to be like I say, I wasn't with him at that time, at that particular. I wasn't training him as a head coach. I pretty much trained him for the James Stewart fights and the Yusuf Kamari fight.
Oh, so we'll talk about those three fights,
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, I mean you coached him for his first title fight against Jamie Stewart. We'll
yeah,
talk about the first fight first because that was
yeah.
first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you fought at Jamie's backyard in Stoke. And yeah, 96, 94, and you won the super lightweight Midlands title, which was vacant. And yeah, talk about that, the first fight.
Yeah, oh, it was a tough camp. You know, we were up early. I mean, very early. You know, he had me getting out of bed. Basically, that's how he had me getting out of bed at like 5 in the morning, 4:30, going running with him. He'd run and I'd be on the push by. It was a tough camp anyway. It was tough. He's the best shape I've ever seen a boxer get in. He's ready for everything. He's ready for anything. And yeah, we've done a lot of sparring. We've done a lot of sparring up at Slammer's gym, and that's in Broseley. And we did a bit of sparring down at Elite Boxing in Bolton. So I took him down there a couple of times. He went up to Eastside. He's that dedicated. If I haven't been there, because in some situations you can't be there at every spar you'd like to be, but you know he'd take himself to Eastside down John Pegg's gym and trade spar. He's that dedicated. You can't. You've got to tell him to chill. You've got to tell him to relax a bit. You know what I mean? But he's just a top caliber pro who just lives the life 100%.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, talk about that night where he won.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like I say, felt like winning a world title, just like how intense it was, you know, going into, like you say, his backyard, you know, all odds are against you at that point. You know, you're lucky to get fair shake anywhere, really, being an away fighter. But yeah, it was brilliant. He boxed to instructions, he boxed the game plan, and he boxed his head off. It was a tough fight. There was a few dirty shots in it here and there, not from our side. Kirk's a very clean fighter, boxes, you know, a very clean fight. And yeah, it was just when we got I knew we'd won pretty much every round. You know, well, in my opinion, I thought we had anyway.
I had, if I'm honest with you, mate, I had 7-3 to Kirk.
Well, yeah, obviously I'm going to be biased anyway, but yeah, it was a great night, and also the second was even better. You know, went back there again.
Where they left off.
Yeah, it was the proper tear up, and you've got to give it to Jamie. Really, you know, he's a tough lad. He's a very tough, underrated fighter. You know, if for Florian Marku, I think he took Florian the distance. You know what I mean?
To him as well,
drew to him exactly, which was, you know, could have gone either way, sort of thing, or it might have even been more in his favour. To be honest,
champion as well going into that fight.
There you go. So yeah, it was. It's been a great experience working with Kirk. Like I say, I also work at a residential boot camp in Bridgnorth where people come to get healthy and stuff like that. And I do a fight camp there and I do military style boot camps. So I'm luckily enough, I'm able to do things that I love. So I can go straight from work, straight to the gym, work with Kirk, and then I'm home. And I also do a bit with the amateur fighters at Wellington Boxing Academy and get the pleasure to work alongside Mo Fiaz and Richie Woodall. So it's a great gym. It's buzzing, to be honest with you. Big things are coming out of there.
Yeah. And then, of course, yeah, Kirk won for the second time. Do you feel Kirk performed better the first time he fought Jamie or the second time he fought Jamie?
It's a tough question, really, to be honest with you. I think he performs. Since I've been working with him, his performance level and how he performs, I'm completely happy with. I'd like him to maybe be a bit more defensive at times, but we're working on that. You know, you've got to apply pressure. Yeah, he's great. He's great at applying pressure. He's now becoming an all-round boxer, he's feinting his way in, using his jab, which I'm sure you would have seen in the Kamari fight, you know, how he used his jab. So, you know, it's just like, it's a process. It's all a process. I think every time he performs, it's hard for me to pick out of that, to be honest with you. For me, personally, every time he performs and every time he does, I see something a bit better. Every time a bit better. He's always progressing in each performance, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, talk about that Kamari fight. Unfortunately, it wasn't his night. What do you feel like? What do you guys feel went wrong?
I think it was going well, very well, up until he got the low blow, which was, you know, it was a low blow. You know, we've established it, we've all talked about it, you know, watched it. It was a low blow. And basically, I think after that, all bets were off, really. I think, you know, he's sort of lost his discipline in the way, you know, and I don't know, it just sort of went from there, really. But I believe that was the catalyst, because I believe up to that, we were winning the fight, clearly. And, you know, it's going to be tough to go down there and get a decision again against a Southern lad, you know what I mean? And the crowd were in his favour, you know. They quieted down at times, let me tell you. So, like I say, again, I was happy with his performance up until the low blow, and then it sort of went sideways from there, to be honest with you.
What do you feel? What do you feel's next for Kirk? Would you like a rematch or?
Well, yeah, we had a chat in the changing rooms, and you know, potentially a rematch would be great. You know what I mean? But there's plenty of avenues for Kirk. It's that kind of fight. He's an exciting fighter. Do you know what I mean? And you're always going to get 100%. He's never going to come with anything less than 100%. So in boxing with somebody like that, it's hard to keep him from the door. Do you know what I mean? He's going to be. He's coming. He's coming, Kirk. He's coming. He is the Cinderella man. He's a real life Rocky story. Do you know what I mean? He works. He's got a family. He's a great human being, and he trains like nobody I've ever seen train before. And he also lives a very healthy lifestyle. He eats proper nutrition. He ticks every box. So anything's possible.
And before I let you go, of course, Harry's fighting in April. Talk
Yes.
about his upcoming fight and how can we get tickets?
Well, it's Sunday, the 28th of April, and it's at the Premier Suite in Cannock. And Harry Fiaz on Instagram, Harry, whoever's got him there, just message him directly, and I'm sure he'll sort the tickets out for you. But yeah, Harry's one to watch, man. I tell you, Harry, he's had a bit of rough time, really. He should have fought on the Wasserman card of the Sam Egan undercard, and he got a really bad chest infection, so that knocked him out of that. And he wanted to continue to fight. We had to make a decision between me and Mo and that to say no. You know, there's no point going out there when you're not 100%. But he hits like he's got hammers in his gloves. He hits very, very hard. So yeah, you got to watch out for Harry. Big Harry's coming. Let me tell you, very dangerous opponent. Very dangerous.
Good stuff, mate. And yeah, thank you for your time, mate. And keep going with your fighters. They're doing good. And yeah, keep going with them. And good luck to them.
No worries, Sam. Nice one. Cheers for having me on, pal. And just what I say is, I think it's great what you're doing as well. Do you know what I mean? Bringing, you know, all this footage and getting to talk around fighting. And it's nice to see a young lad cracking on and getting on in the boxing game. So I wish you all the best, my mate.
Thank you, mate. Bye.
No worries. Cheers, pal.